Hey guys, welcome back. Screw coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're doing well, and hopefully you're looking after yourselves and having a great start to the weekend. Kind of wanted to drop another video on the PACKMASTER today, and I wanted to share this with you guys because I recently did this for a takeover, and I'm going to do this for another takeover. And this is a great team to build, and it's fairly easy to build if you're a end game player or if you're a late game player, right? Depending on the setting that we've done. So we're talking about the only one and only PACKMASTER. Now, the other day I showcased him with WIXWELL and him doing like billions and billions of damage. And that is pretty much the S tier way to use him in Raidshadowlegends HYDRA. But the second way to use him is going to be as a unkillable team. So basically we're using a Painkeeper in reflex and cooldowns to basically allow him to do the taunt ability. Now, if you guys are not aware, the taunt needs to be fully booked, and taunt will also stop the champions, so the heads devouring the champions with the highest critical damage at the start of the round, right? So that's a really, really key point. So with this taunt ability, and these are other abilities, he fits the profile of Mischief Tank and also brings Turn Meter with a block buffs as well, which doesn't actually weak it as everything. So he's also got the Hex on E1 and Hex on the passive and defense down on E1. As champion, he's fantastic for HYDRA, and that's what we're going to do today, showcase him in this video. I'll drop timestamps down below. I will mention some suitable replacements and a different type of speed tuning for the rest of the team for lower affinities. Today we're going to do a brutal for Nightmare, just add on time speed for whatever we're doing. This can also work for 10 speed, so I work for Nightmare as well. Just need to take into consideration the survivability of your team so you can keep it up overall. So I suppose we're calling it like unkillable, but it's not really unkillable. It's just basically locking the taunt ability on it and getting him to do his stuff throughout that. So that's one thing I kind of should really like rework on my wording a little bit there. Anyway, let's get into the team and I'll show you what the team is basically using, and then I'll explain like all the setup and stuff like that. So this is full auto from the start. I will show you the team presets shortly. I won't be using this team on my account because the damage is just too low to consider for how high I am in Hydra Clash, but it's still a good team for me to run possibly when I'm feeling a bit lazy or where time is a bit slim. So I built this up on my account just mainly to see the raw potential of this team and the benefiters. So the main champions that I need in this team are going to be Samuel, Painkeeper, and Shy. So Shy is in here for the taunt and to bait Mischief with the high resistance and steal, and to stop the champions being devoured, and that is basically his role. Painkeeper's in here for the cooldown, so Shy can also come for threat. If I'm not mistaken, Shy is the only champion within the game at the moment that has taunt on a 3-turn cooldown. If I'm not mistaken. Where is he gone? I think he's the only champion in the game that has it on 3 turns. If I'm not mistaken, I think Emmerich is 4, but Emmerich can bring his cooldowns a lot sooner. So Emmerich is on a 4-turn cooldown, yes. So it looks like he is the one of a kind, as you can see it. So yeah, these 3 are basically the backbone of it. And then obviously you need to try and bring in the provoke set somewhere. So today's video, we're going to bring a provoke set on NEKMO. We have an allied attack, which is a bonus, but you could bring in a weakened champion, and we have Mishi who brings the hex. Otherwise, you could bring in a hex set somewhere on your team. I know that Shy does hex on his passive ability, but I don't feel like it's consistent enough, especially if it's only on for 1 turn. But imagine you would need a defense down. There's other champions you can use like Song Wong for the block buffs. Sorry, the block buffs is covered by Shy. There's other champions you use like Molly for provoke, for example. You do want 2 DPS. Ally attack is just a bonus, but Oak is very, very good. as well because he has cooldown abilities. And you'll see now and again that the Devour kind of drops off, but that's okay, right? Like the taunt, if it drops off every now and again, we still can get around fast enough to kill the heads to bring that taunt, because the taunt for like 5 turns and 4 turns and even 3 turns doesn't start until they start Divine Champions. So overall, it's still much heavier. And we got Hex as well. We got loads and loads of damage in this team. Nothing really to struggle about too much. So let's start with the opening. We're going to start with the ally attack, which will land the provoke. On NEKMO 5, if it doesn't land the provoke, we're just going to reset it and go again. But that's pretty much like fine. SHAMAEL will do his thing, and obviously Michi will bring his defense down first. Michi can also let strip as well, which is very, very good for this team's pre-auto sets and making it auto much easier as well. NEKMO 5 is going to come in with a turn meter drop and increased speed. And then Painkeeper's going to open with A1. Now you'll see PACKMASTER open with the A3, which will be the block buffs, because we don't have to worry about being devoured just yet. And we want to cover all the central necessities for this team. Painkeeper's also going to come in with that cooldown, which is fair enough. And then we will see here, we're pretty much in sync. And in a minute that Shy gets his taunt up, then we're pretty much in sync and let it run. So we're carrying on doing damage. Obviously, you want your DPS in the lead, so you receive more damage and an extra turn meter to do more damage. So in that case, it'd be Michiati. It could be a number of champions like Ninja or whoever you choose to use. Don't put Shy in the lead because you don't want Shy to get all the extra turn meter, because it's just a waste overall. And also the taunt will drop off way more consistently. So don't try and use the speed lead as well, because there'll be different speeds for this as well. So there we are, the taunt is up. Basically, you can see he has the most debuffs. So he's going to deal with Mischief pretty well. And everything else in here is covered. All the mechanics are covered. So we're going to let this run. You guys can see its damage potential. And then we're going to come back and I'll show you all the presets, all the gear, and everything like so. Alright, so there it is. There was a run. We're at 270 million damage. Fantastic damage, as you can see overall. To be honest, all these champions have been some sort of free champion of a Painkeeper, actually, because Michi was a guaranteed a long time ago, probably one of the best guaranteed events we ever saw. Shot is obviously a fusion. Painkeeper is a void rare. Lady M is a free mythical. NEKMO was also guaranteed, and Samuel was also a guaranteed, and he's also a void epic. So a void epic is very more attainable over the past few years. Now, if you don't have Samuel, just try and use a champion with like veils that can bring you the to stop you being true feared, right? And then Lady M can again extend it. So I suppose you could replace Samuel on that. Just take into consideration that you'll lose a lot of damage from Michi or whoever you got in that area for that damage, because you're not going to get the Terminator overall. So as you can see, fantastic team. I did a bit of clicking overall to try and up my damage a little bit. If you do have time to up your damage, you want to click on the devoured heads to do that. Obviously, I didn't do it all the way throughout the whole run. So let me show you the team setup then. We're going to open up with Michi's A1 and then A2. Then with Shy, we're going to open with the Bloodhound of the block buffs, and then we're going to set it on a 2, and then the Alpha Pack will be on a 1. And then Painkeeper will be set up on an A1 with the Advance as an opening, and then for combat tactics, you're going to put the one there. I do leave on A2 because I do like the heals from that. Obviously, from Lady M, the second form is switched off. If you do get something like Reflection or something like that, make sure you watch your runs and use flip forms, strip it, and then also bring the weaken. I don't feel like flipping forms for the weaken is enough damage potential. That's something you can do overall. She doesn't need to be fast. She just needs to be like 300 speed overall. And obviously, if you use them for first form, that's quite easily done, because you don't need accuracy to do that. You got to open with the ally attack much as possible. The A2 is pretty nice. Obviously, with Michi in general, you can just turn off this and then have him to do the A1 way more, which is pretty nice as well. NEKMO is going to come in with, obviously, with speed and then with the chains. And then Samuel is going to do his. So you can see here the stats are pretty nice, a bit achievable, I feel, for most in-game players. Let me show you get all the gear that is on these champions, and you can see this. Now, this is not the best build for Lady M for sure. I would recommend going Reflex and Relentless, or Reflex and what's it called, Impulse, or something like that along the line. So you can always go 4-piece Merciless and Relentless as well, or 4-piece Merciless and Reflex as well. We do have some bonuses to take into consideration. So we do want, throughout your whole team, you obviously want good HP, good defense, because you need to be able to take hits. Obviously, the lower levels that you set this up, the less the less viability you need. But you do need good HP, good defense on your champions. Obviously, speed and accuracy we don't actually need. This is arena build for my account. But again, I do actually use her in Brutal, but in a different team setup. And as you can see here, I do have a preset up saved under Reflex here. So you can see that we are putting that to good work. These are arena masteries, but you could take like 100% critical rate and then build some damage. War Master to up your damage overall if you didn't want to use it for arena. And then you could also use like something like Brimstone for some extra damage, or Cruelty, or whatever you feel is best there. You could also take Template Chains actually for the accuracy aura, which is pretty nice as well. I don't know if I would use her in the lead, but you could definitely put in a lead. Feel like it would add some different aspects to your team that we haven't tested in today's video. So Cruelty for NEKMO for Blessing is the way for me to go. As you can see here, triple refresh, which is like the bonus. Don't need this for the team, you just need a provoke set. You can also put provoke set on Michiati and then go a hex set here, but I don't feel like that is needed overall. As you can see there, 100% critical rate, which is pretty key for NEKMO, so you can carry on doing some damage and try and reduce up your damage as much as possible is by putting 100% critical rate on most of your champions. Now, PACKMASTER doesn't actually do any hits, It's very rare he does any hits, so it's kind of pointless focusing on that for Packmaster. But you can see here 2x6 speed, which is actually quite low. Extra critical damage is bonus. You do need accuracy and again survivability stats. Overall, we're going to come in with the masteries, which is going to be War Master. To be honest, Cycle of Violence is a complete waste. It should be a Cycle of Magic. But again, I'm a bit of a tight bomb when it comes to gems, and probably was testing something in the past for whatever reason. When you're a content creator, you test a lot of things, right? Like it's kind of surprising how much you guys all us we test and stuff like that. Anyway, so we have Packmaster coming in with high HP, high defense, slow as possible, high resistance, so we can bait mischief and accuracy. This is quite stat hungry overall, but you're not looking for stuff like reflex and stuff like that. You could just be broken set and then the lowest speed as possible, which allows them to stay with the taunt overall. You still get turn meter, so we still will take turns. You see here we've got a level 4 accuracy banner, which is basically kind of showing how easy this was for me to build. You potentially as well, if you can get enough survivability, don't need to even use masteries or go with War Master for when the allied attack is useful. And these are the masteries that I went with overall. Then we got Samuel coming in with Hammer Smasher. To be honest, this is a really old build as well. Hammer Smasher is not the way to go because it ignores a lot of defense already. So go War Master or Giant Slayer actually could be quite useful, or Flawless Execution for consistency. And then these are quite fairly good masteries overall. Probably not the best for Hydra, but I think this is also done for Arena back in the day where I used to use him. Because I got his 5-star before I got a 6-star, my second one. So I used to run this guy in Arena quite regularly. Blessing again for Cruelty or Phantom Touch. I do like this guy in Reflex set. Reflex set is very, very strong on him. So again, really slow speed, which is fine. If you can get damage on him, build damage, you do want to focus on that. You also want to focus on survivability, like good defense and HP. Life Drinker will be key on him as well for him to heal up across the run. And as you can see, we don't actually have Life Drinker here, which could have been a big point for my run. So I'm not actually showing you all the gear, but you guys can kind of see where I'm going with this. Now, why have I not put him in Savage? Well, if he's got enough debuffs on him, he will ignore 25% of the target defense, and will ignore a further 25% of the target defense for each buff on him. So if you put 3 debuffs on him, it's 100% ignore defense. That's why Ham Smasher is not very good for that one. But you could also, I think War Master is probably the way to go. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think now. Phantom Touch for Painkeeper. This is the Painkeeper running, no masteries, so a little bit more damage there from 1 to 2. And you can see overall we've gone for another reflex set, and then we focus on good survivability. She's a rare, so she's quite squishy. And then good speed at 256, reasonable defense and HP, and that's the only stats that we're looking for on Painkeeper. Probably the easiest one to build overall. I do feel like you need that hex, that reflex set, but you can also try it with hex sector as well if you're not using a hex champion, or potentially even provoke if you're going to click on the head of provoke. Let me just show you the rest of the gear on these champions so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Because some people just like to see what I'm using on the gear for him. So actually not showing you mystery builds. Let me show you quickly. I do use this quite regularly in the other teams, but I just make him faster. So Mishi is stat hungry, good accuracy is needed, good critical damage. He's obviously defense based, so it's very good to keep him alive. Got 100% critical rate. More speed as possible, sorry, much defense as possible, and then we were looking for good HP as well. Can be kind of squishy if you don't have that. For Blessing, Natural Wrath is the way to go for him, and to do his Blessing, even for 6-star, I feel like it's overpowered compared to Crushing Ram for a Michi overall. Let me show you the rest of the gear then on everyone else so you could kind of see what I'm doing. Lady I don't think I've shown you. Basically, just speed and accuracy and survivability. And then I think I've shown you Samuel already. And then, yeah. Oh, I've shown you his gear already. I'll show you Painkeeper as well. So there we are. Hopefully you guys like it. I think that's everyone I've shown you. Let me just double check so I'm not mixed anyone out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was showing you everyone on that team. So there we are. Hopefully you guys like it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Really just help support that channel. And really, hopefully that you found this very, very useful. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see other teams similar to this. I've got some ideas now, and I'm going to be working on some ideas. So you want to hit that notification bell. So when my videos are dropping, you can go ahead and get the videos from first of all. You can also join my Discord to be sending out the videos in there as well. That is very, very useful. I've been Grimreaper. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.